are things that you can focus on, work on, and do things that are not going to make you have a perfect marriage. There's no such thing. The best you'll ever have is a growing one.
You will never have that season of singleness, God willing. You'll never have that season of singleness again. And there are certain things that you can only do and focus on in that season.
I think what it is and what we've learned through these years is you got to get to the root.
I had a trust issue, and so it was very hard for me to trust another human being. I got to the point in my life, I'm not going to let anybody hurt me again. I'm a machine. I have no feelings, I feel no pain.
We're not building according to code, and God said, you want to know what? You're getting ready to move into a house, and I know you want that to last forever, but I'm going to tell you this, unless I build a house, you're building in vain. It doesn't mean you're not building. It means that you're never going to build and live in the thing that ultimately you want it to be. It says they labor in vain. It doesn't mean you're not laboring, and it doesn't mean there's not a house. You want to live in that house and have it last for a lifetime. And what's happening is we begin to build with corrupt materials that feel really good, but they actually don't pay the bills of marriage.
We went physically too far. You might think that, everybody's doing it, it's not a big deal. But spiritually, you're giving a part of your heart to the other person, and you can never get it back. And because of that, God actually told us to break up.
Is the Lord building the house? Because unfortunately, there is so much stuff out there about building relationships that doesn't have to deal with how God builds. It's how man builds.
Before you get to that place of fighting so much, it's, okay, what is the fear? What is it that you're really feeling? What is missing that's why you're reacting this way?
It's a real thing, but that's a lie from a pit of hell to feel like you're damaged goods. You're not good enough, because Psalm 139, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. We're God's masterpiece. God doesn't create junk.
This is a season like no other, and I really wish I could tell myself to put your head down, stop looking around, and really just run after the thing and the person that God has for you to be.
Time does not fix anything. Time actually, with broken things, causes them to fester. And Jesus wants us to be free, but he wants us to deal with some of these thinking patterns in our lives. If having God in the center of your relationship is going to cause dysfunction and it's going to ultimately, not work, it means that your relationship already has an expiration date on it. Why? Because only the things built on God are the things that last forever.
It was really, truly amazing to experience just that restoration that God allowed us to have. I could have been an unwed mother, and by God's grace, that didn't happen. And so when we had our daughter, I was like, we have to name her Grace, because that's totally God,
A huge thing I took away is that not only do we need to renew our relationship with Christ, but we need to renew our attitude and be faithful to him and know that he has a plan for us. If we're trying to follow the paths of the world and follow everyone else, it's not going to work out, and God already knows that. God already has huge plans destined for us.
Getting to the root of some of the things that cause us to fall into the same relational traps over and over again, and really getting to the root of those things is key, and he addressed it.
To deal with those roots, not for the sake of just your future family, which is really good, but also for the sake of becoming a better disciple. That was probably my biggest takeaway.